Shalom, shalom. Sekala lali hawa, Basham Yahushai, Basham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Honors to the Akim out there, the sincere brothers, the house of David, the hopefully elect, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth. This is shalom. I just want to do a quick video, a quick lesson, and I will entitle this one, There's no glory in this flesh, and I was watching a video what Apostle Gabad did just now earlier with a commentary about these other Israelite groups members actually going for award shows and stuff like that, and at the end of the day we really had nothing to glory about. Here we are the bottom, we the lowest nation on the face of the earth in this hell that we're living in, and there is nothing that I could do in this flesh to actually cope with that. How could a nigger, a so-called Negro, a so-called, a Jake, actually feel comfortable in this hell? This place was never sent on this side to actually prosper at the end of the day. It was never given to this side to prosper. It was always given on this side to catch hell. And our Apostle Paul said it best, because even though that we actually came into this truth, the Most High actually had His mercy upon us to actually wake us up to this truth, this knowledge. We still had nothing to glory about. This is 1 Corinthians 9, verse 16. It says, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of." We have nothing to glory of at the end of the day. We have nothing here to glory out because we are in sinful flesh at the end of the day still. We are in this corrupted body. We are in this corrupted body. This body alone is sinful. That's why this body cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, Yahweh Basham Yahushai. That's why this body cannot inherit the kingdom. Because we are in the sinful flesh. There is nothing good in this flesh. There's absolutely nothing good in this flesh. So that's why we have nothing to glory about. And that's why it is actually having a mindset like that. They actually remain humble. Because you understand what this truth is really about. This truth really about is not about prospering here. The truth is about suffering and being purged, as the Apostle Allah said. It's about being purged, going through afflictions, going through lamentations, because we actually understand that why we are in this predicament. We actually sin against the Heavenly Father. So it's time for us to bear His indignation. And hopefully that He has mercy upon us, that we could be the hopefully elect at the end of the day. Because it all goes back to balance, humility, being meek. Because we have nothing to glory about in this truth. This truth, when they come into this truth was sweet in the mouth. And when they digest the truth, meaning that when they go down to your belly, it will become bitter. I mean, when they digest the truth, when they actually understand more and more about this truth, with more and more sorrows, because the more and more suffering that the Most High actually purging us. It says 1 Corinthians 9, verse 16. It says, "For though I preach the gospel, I have nothing to glory of. For necessity is laid upon me. Yea, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel." If I preach not the gospel, because this is our duty. At the end of the day, this is according to the scripture. This is a reasonable service. You understand? This is a reasonable service towards the Heavenly Father. So what we have to glory about here, at the end of the day, you're here today and you're going tomorrow. Because you're in corruptible flesh. Now there's a constant battle between the spirit and the flesh. And when a man really start to think so, when a man really mental start to change, he really understands this. This is about balance. This is about being balanced. It's about being humble. This is not about collecting awards and being liked and being seen about from men in men's side. No, this is a fight. This is a daily fight. This is a life. This is not a one day thing. This is a whole entire life here we're talking about. Because each and every one of us brothers have had a personal issues to say about, because this truth does actually teach you about plenty about yourself, as Apostle Gabbar said. It does teach you. So you know, so a man know how to know if he's balanced or not. If he have patience or not. You know, if he have endurance, Salaki, what word are you looking for? The ability to endure to the end or not. If you have endurance, you know. But at the end of the day, we have nothing to glory for. Even though if we know this truth, even though if we in the truth, we have nothing to glory for still. Because we're not in a chariot yet, we're not in the Most High Kingdom yet. So we still have to push on. How can someone glory in this flesh, boy, when they already check it out? The flesh is so corrupt. That's why we need to be changed. You know? 1 Corinthians 9 verse 17. For if I do this thing willingly, meaning to do the work of the Heavenly Father, so lucky, I have a reward. And that what we're looking for. The reward is what? The crown that what Yahweh shall be putting on our head. You know, the hope for the elect. If we endure to the end. But if against my will a dispensation of the gospel is committed unto me, meaning a scattering, you know. And I just want to jump to the 1 Corinthians 15 real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 15 verse 40. He said there are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, right? But the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another. He said there is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star different from another star in glory, right? 1 Corinthians 15 verse 42. He said, for so also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. You know? And I just going back to the body, this flesh. I'm going to jump to the main point. First Corinthians 15 verse 43. He said, it is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It is sown in weakness, meaning that what? This flesh, this body at the end of the day, it's all dirty, it's all weak. So lucky about that, the phone memory, it giving trouble all of a sudden here, you know. As I was saying, 1 Corinthians 15 verse 44. He said, it is sown in natural body, it is raised in spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And we're waiting to be clothed upon our spiritual body. You know, even 1 Corinthians 5 talk about that being groaning to be clothed upon that heavenly body. You know, because at the end of the day, that the real glory. You can't glory with nothing in the sinful flesh. You know, this carnal flesh, I should say. You know, it is weak. At the end of the day, it is weak. This carnal flesh weak. Succumb to sin. You know. Before I go, I really don't want to plan to make the video long. This is Romans chapter 8 verse 3. He said, for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, You see, going back to the weakness of the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh, you know. And Yahushua actually came from sinful flesh. You know, that just I using the scripture just to example that this flesh is sinful now, boy. It is sinful flesh, you know. There's bodeg. So that why we actually waiting on to be clothed upon with our spiritual body. Then whatever Yahushua give us the crown of life and the crown of our head, that is why that is when we shall be glory. You know, that is when we glory to Yahushua. You know, but for right now, and we can't wait. We really can't wait to actually be in that body, to actually be in the kingdom. You know. But we have to endure this affliction, we have to endure being at the bottom, we have to endure this hell. You know. Romans chapter 8 verse 4, it said that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh but after the spirit. You know. And I will say that we are spiritual men, because we know there is nothing pleasing in this flesh. So that's why we win glory, and that's why we wouldn't look for, you wouldn't see a real spiritual man actually going and award shows and being out there and making this truth a money making thing. No, this truth is not about being famous. This truth is not about making money. This truth is about being a servant to the Heavenly Father, you know, being a prisoner. Because that's all we could do. We have no power. The only power we have is this knowledge of the truth. And it's just to wake up the elect and serve Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. You know? Romans 8 verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. And you know, and if I Jake out here who claim that he need truth and going on award shows and stuff like that, I carnally minded things at the end of the day. Or doing this truth to please men, or to be seen as in the sight of men, and not sincerity of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, he's carnally minded. He's carnally minded at the end of the day. And they won't have no reward to get. That's why the Most High actually looking for meek and humble men, spiritual men, to understand the spiritual level that here what's going on. This flesh corrupted, they can't glory in this flesh. They have nothing to get in this flesh. Romans 8 verse 7, he said, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the law of the Most High, neither can it be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. So these guys who actually think that going to awards and collecting awards and being in the street thinking that it's something famous, they cannot please the Most High because you be thinking carnal. That is a carnal thinking. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to the elect. The elect men will be spiritually minded. The elect men will be humble. The elect men will live under the radar, you know. As we say down here, live under the radar. Don't make yourself be seen of men for fame. The truth is not about fame. It's about suffering. And also, I just wanted to do a quick video on work here. So with that, because the phone playing mad all of a sudden, so you know, but with that, I say shalom.